Hi, I'm Naoko Wowsugi. I am artist. I teach at American University. I teach studio art, and then I'm also Humanities Truck Fellow. So as cohort of 2019 Humanities Truck Fellow, we've been working on different community engaged projects, but because of the COVID-19, we had to pause to visit different communities. So we come up collectively this from me to you project. So I'm starting member of this project. So how has COVID-19 impacted me? So it's been really interesting and intense year for everybody. But actually, I experienced this a little bit earlier. So this year, we start semester in a later January. And then after I started teaching 2 weeks, I got the family emergency in Japan. So I had to leave of work for take care of my family emergency to Japan. Then so I left the end of beginning of February, very early February for Japan. Then I think around that time, Wuhan had this outbreak. Then we are actually slowly hearing the news while I was in Japan, but that was not that big issue. But it sounds like, we start having few people in Japan. At the time in February, there's not much report in America. So I was worried about if America closed the gate for any foreigner, because as of that moment, we already know US banned a Chinese traveler to the country. And I was worried if I can come back to America because I wanted to teach. Then also I have a lot of art projects, and 2 of them are really important for my life. But also my family is really important. So I was in the middle of really hard decision making, and then luckily I had enough support from my Japanese family and friends. So I decided to come back to US end of February. Then I come back March 1st. Then I taught 1 week. Then we got into spring break. Then during the spring break, we closed the school. And a few weeks later, US closed a lot of country to ban the other country to come back to the come to the US. So, I was in the middle of my immigration status changing. So if I stayed 1 week longer, maybe I couldn't come back to US. And, so everything was really get even complicated, personal level. So it was really interesting experience I had, as an immigrant, as an artist, as college educator. Then, so that so as an artist, I had I always have multiple projects going, but the humanity track was something I was really excited. That was we had to pause. Then I also had 2 opportunities to go visit Korea and China to exhibit my work, but it got a pause and now shifted to the online exhibition. Then another exhibition I have in fall, it got also switched to potentially maybe cancel, but potentially try to do online. So it's interesting how everything has to be online now, because as an artist and educator in personal level, I always value the sharing small gesture or time in real life with others. But that something we take for granted. Actually, I never thought that's gonna be like impossible to do. I thought it's like the, you know, saddle is like everyday thing we have, but now we cannot access to that. And then I was not really thinking about internet or online thing. It's the right now it's like lifeline for a lot of people. Then how I can utilize this tool to empower others or connect others, and even sharing like, small gesture. So yeah, it's interesting for me because maybe before this COVID, I was not really putting that much importance on spending time online, because I don't have any Facebook or any other like social network tool, because of I believe in-person connection more. So that's how COVID-19 impacted me. And then, the daily life, I actually live by myself. I don't have any like, children to take care or some like other people to support in America. So it didn't have any difficult time for me. And I recognize maybe that's why I should really put myself to the Washington, D.C. community to go help someone really need help. So I actually signed up some volunteers, like medical volunteers. Then I actually never heard from them. Then later I figured out that so many people applying the volunteer opportunity. So this big line there's so many people willing to help the community. And it's really hard. It was really amazing, and it was hopeful news for me to figure this out, because I also recognize my daily basic information is always coming from internet news or radio. And then we have a lot of like how can I explain, like a lot of news we hear is something disappointing, and then like very little hopeful news like this. A lot of people making line, we don't hear that often. So I find that out. So those actually we have so many people willing to help others and thinking to the way we can contribute to make this moment going. So that have been kept me going this moment of crisis, like small hope. We don't hear that often right now, but actually there's a lot of people's willingness to do good for others. Just being stay home is like really great, but there's much more people try to step in, taking their life to risk to save others. So then last question, what do I hope to learn from this crisis? So I always I've been working on the community for my art, my motivation, learning about the community. Then I've been like really focusing on studying about the effect of gentrification, how gentrification pushing some underserved community to the place they don't have healthy food access, or just like basic like living, like how can I say, like the place they can live safely in a healthy way. Gentrification kind of displaced so many underserved community, and then researching that kind of relationship with capitalism. And I saw some Instagram post, someone did this draw something on the wall that it said COVID is virus, capitalism is pandemic. Then it just resonated me. Yeah, like right now because of the COVID-19, we have to stay home. and then we like essential worker goes to work to for the health service, food service. That's our essential. So I really, and then also the COVID people stop going out, so there's less car traffic or even airplane stop flying. So there's a lot of recovery from nature, and then gentrification pushing a lot of natural habitat, and then, the environmental issue is like actually we are learning hard way what really essential to us. So I'm hoping we can use this time to reevaluate what really essential, and that things we find what essential should be shared equally. And also about online, internet I've been really grateful for presence of internet technology. Like without this, I couldn't connect anyone. I couldn't like learn anything what to do or where to go. But also I worry about we became addict. So I hope we find like how we can utilize this technology, and how we can be aware risk of utilizing this. That's all I want to say for now. Thank you.